Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of Loosely Does It.
Yeah.
That's right, welcome to the show that keeps you loosely up to date with all things magic. I'm your host Dave Loosley, and on this week's show I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at social media magic. Now, so many people are using this as their platform to share magic, and even more so recently. Now we're all in lockdown, it's kind of the only way that we can share magic with each other. And there's so many different types of magic that you can perform on social media, but today I'm going to show you the ones that kind of appeal to me. Now, I am on a few different social medias, and I will say right now, I am in no way a guru on this subject. There are some people that make their living purely out of publishing videos on YouTube and Facebook. It's not me, but I do use these platforms as almost like a visual business card. So for me, the tricks that I perform on social media, they have to be able to be replicated in the real world. I would hate if someone said, oh, you know, they book me and they say, oh, I saw you do that trick, can you do that at my event? And I go, well, actually, no, I can't. You know, if you think back to like Dynamo, when he put that phone inside the bottle, everyone wanted to see him put the phone in the bottle. And you can imagine in a situation, if you're just out and about, you've got nothing on you and he's been asked to do that, you know, this is the perceived thing in people's mind. And then when he done his stage show, he was able to do that live on stage and it blew people away, you know. So for me, it's important that the tricks that I put on my social media can be replicated, and also they need to tick the boxes of being visual, quick, and an easy story to follow. So let's start with the first trick that I've put on my Instagram, and it done pretty well. So let's take a look at that. So there we have it, that's the first trick. That's Transcendence by Peter Pelican. Really easy to follow. Yeah, 4 cards change to 4 other cards. So there's your story, that's simple. People can click on that and they know what's happened. And it's one of those ones that's gonna get re-clicks as well, because it happens so quickly. It's almost over before it begins that people then click again to watch again. So easy story, very, very visual and quick, you know, so it ticks all those boxes for me. From a magician's point of view, it's super simple to do. You get the cards that you need with it, and you know, you do one thing to the cards and they're ready to go. So yeah, really love this effect. Also, I can carry it with me. It's just the 4 cards that sit in my wallet, so I'm good to go with this. I can take it. If people request it, I can do it out and about. So that is Transcendence by Peter Pelican. The second effect I'm going to crack straight on with, so you can take a look at what this looks like. So let's take a look at it now. So that is Expansion by myself and Daniel Bryan. This is an effect, obviously I had a hand in creating this, so I'm going to be biased, but it does really tick all the boxes that I said earlier, you know. So again, it's visual, it's easy to follow, you know, the coin can't fit through the hole, and now using magic it can. So you're looking for tricks that really jump out. That this, for me, I now bill as a puzzle, you know. So on camera it's going to change. I'm not going to have a card selected, I'm not going to hole punch it. You know, it really is going to be that moment that you just see the effect happen, and that's what you've got to remember on social media, because if you start doing long dealing processes, you're going to lose people. People's attention spans are so short, and I spoke it probably for about a minute before this video started with the trick, and probably people switched off because they just saw me speaking. You got to remember that if you're going into Instagram or you're on this TikTok or what have you, you've got a very short amount of time to grab people's attention. So you don't want the byplay of the card being selected, the hole being punched. You just want to get to that key magic moment. Now, if I get booked and they want to see this, I can make this more of a thing. You know, I can build the moment, and I can do that because it works both the camera and in the real world. So I love this. It's just 1 card that you can add to your deck. In fact, now if you see me perform this, I already have the card hole punched and signed a ton of different times by different people. And I bill it as a puzzle. I get them to solve the puzzle and I show them that now the trick is the explanation to how the puzzle works, but when you hand them the card back, they can't do it, right? So obviously in real life, you're gonna have more of a performance around it, but on camera, you're looking for those moments that are just gonna grab people's attention. So that is Expansion. It's from Alakazam, you can grab it right now. So it's that time of the show where I take a look at your comments from the last video. You guys left a ton of comments underneath it, so thank you so much. And I left you the question last week, what are the 2 effects that you carry everywhere with you? So there are so many responses. Head over there, have a read at what people are saying. But there were a few that jumped out to me. Lisa Spano said, Dave, the 2 tricks I carry around with me are key deposit in my pocket and be switched in my wallet. Now these are 2 effects, and this is why I love setting these for you to answer, but these are 2 effects that I have never heard of and never performed. So now I'm going to look into these. If you're carrying them in your pocket, then you know I should at least take a look and see if it sparks my interest. So that was key deposit and be switched. I'm going to head down here as well. Danny Marsh says, hi Dave, I have my phone on me always, so Digital Force Bag and Inject 2 are always with me. Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing, isn't it? Everyone has a phone, you might as well have a few really good apps on there. And Digital Force Bag is just out of this world. I love that app. So powerful and customizable. If it's physical products, it's my Jerry O'Connell wallet and John Bannon's Twisted Sisters. So yeah, I mean, he's got some really great suggestions there, and these are just a few. Lionel Gibbons says Powerball 60 and a version of Free Will. I could keep going through. Double Cross, Fair Play. So yeah, there's so many great suggestions on here, and thank you all for all your comments. I genuinely read every single one of these, so thank you so much. And I'll set you the task this week as well. Underneath this video, pop in the comments section. Obviously anything you like. If you're enjoying the show, I love hearing that as well, but pop in there the 1 or 2 tricks that you've performed on social media and have done well for you, yeah, and why. I want to know why you think they've done well and what tricks you've been performing to camera or on social media. I'll be reading out some of those comments on next week's show, but do revisit these because people are putting some amazing suggestions under there and they're worth a look. So the last trick that I'm going to be talking to you about is an interesting one, because I think, and this video really showed me this, is that as magicians we look at things completely different to lay people, and something that we think is going to do really good on social media might not, and something that we don't think will do as good does, right? So I just want to explain to you, I'm new to TikTok. I've been putting videos on TikTok. If you're not familiar with it, it's another platform to basically share videos, and there's some real fun videos on there that people try replicating as well and becoming little trends, but it's great for magic, it really is. So I've been kind of on there posting quite a bit, and there's a video that I did with Harry in the shop which used like a voodoo doll. And this was something, it's a great trick, but it was something that I didn't think was going to do as amazing as it did, just because to me it's the voodoo doll. But it did about 43,000 views on TikTok in a couple of days. So yeah, it's over there, take a look. But I'm going to drop it into this video now so you can just take a look at the video. Harry.
Yes, mate.
Do you like voodoo?
Scares me a bit, but yeah.
Well, look, hold your hand out. The idea is that whatever happens to you happens to me.
Okay.
All right, so watch. I've got a voodoo doll, you've got a voodoo doll. Watch this.
That's scary.
So as you can see, it's a very simple trick. I mean, all I've done is grab 2 voodoo dolls and put the premise that one's controlling the other. Now, to you and me, we probably know how that works, and if we don't, it's a very simple method and it's practical and it works, you know, and you can get your hands on these dolls. But I didn't expect it to get 43,000 views, and it had loads of comments on there as well. People say, oh, I love voodoo and all this. So it really was an eye-opener to me. Now, one of the things that I think that actually works on TikTok, just from my opinion, is the thumbnail. Now, the thumbnail is the picture that you see and draws you in to click on it. And sometimes people can go into Photoshop and go crazy on this thumbnail to drag you in, and it has nothing to do with the video you're actually going to watch. But on TikTok, they do a thing called a moving thumbnail. So you can take a section of the video and it will play as you're holding the screen. And on this one, if you go over and have a look, you'll see I'm holding the voodoo doll and I'm kind of shaking it with a weird face, right? So I'm literally giving this weird face shaking the voodoo doll. And I think that is what attracted the people in. That, you know, if I was on all the other videos where I'm just doing card tricks and they're just seeing cards, they got a lot lower views because people weren't really interested in it, if I'm honest. So you want to be looking at something that's going to really grab the attention, and that was a learning curve for me. So yeah, very simple how you can just take a trick, add another little bit to it, a story I guess, that one's controlling the other, and it appeals to people in a way that you might not think it does. So there you have it, they're the voodoo dolls and they are also on our site. So I've spoken quite a bit about saying that I want the trick to be performed in the real world, and that's because I'm using that, as I said earlier, as kind of like a business card, a visual business card. So anyone can go on there, click on it and watch 3 or 4 of my effects in a minute, right? Now, there are other ways of using social media. I have a page which is called See What I See, and this isn't using it for stuff that's going to happen in the real world. This is a project where the tricks are seen from the eyes of a magician, right? So if I was to perform it in the real world, I'd have to get everyone to stand behind me. But this project did allow me to start thinking really creatively of how I can now perform magic in a way I never have before. And I think that's another really good thing to do because it's going to push you as a performer. So I thought it'd be nice to drop just a couple of clips in from that just about here. So there you have it, just a different perspective on how you can use social media with magic. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Please make sure you leave that comment in the section below. Make sure you like and subscribe this video and hit that notification bell. You hear it on all channels, but it really does help. That's why people go on about it. Please do that for us, I appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to reading your comments and I'll see you on the next episode.